Alright, so for this project, what I went ahead and did is I got some plaster of Paris. You can get this from like Hobby Lobby or any place like that, and just kind of mixed it together. After that I went ahead and I started to coat the castle in just a really thin layer of plaster of Paris. A few of you may be wondering how I made the castle, and it's really simple. It's just styrofoam and liquid nails. It's really as basic as that. I'll be making a later video explaining more of how to do something like this, but it's just as simple as you think it is. Here I am just turning it around. Some people really don't think plaster of Paris is the best solution to use on a project such as this. I really like it. A lot of other people would use grout or something like that, and grout is a lot more durable, but it's also a lot more expensive. So for this kind of project, I just really wanted to kind of save as much money as possible, so I just went with the plaster of Paris. For this next layer of plaster of Paris, I wanted to go ahead and use paint, and it's really as simple as just pouring some paint in the mixture and just kind of stirring that up. Then just applying it to the rest of the castle. This is a really simple technique. It's really useful. The acrylic is non-toxic, so it's really not going to hurt the animal if you're building this for an animal. This is just a really easy, safe, fun way to make your creation come to life. And over here, basically, I'm cutting out the shape of the castle into the ground. I'm making this for a pet, so this castle is going to go inside of a lizard terrarium. So I kind of measured out the layers of the tank, and as you can see, that's kind of what I'm making a shape for right now. Be very careful whenever you're trying to pop it out. You don't want it to break. Alright, now we're just going to go ahead and see if it fits, and fits like a glove. Alright, and now while we're waiting for the castle to go ahead and start drying, here's some other decorations I'm working on. This was a technique I tried with the castle. It didn't really work out too well. Basically, the idea was to use black paint to give it more shadows and a little bit more depth of field, but it didn't really work out as I planned, so I ended up just kind of scratching this idea. Alright, so this was a very last minute idea I had. I had some foam laying around and I just kind of wanted to make a rock wall, add some stairs to it. Basically using the acrylic paint as water paint and just kind of putting it on there. As you can see, the water paint's really effective at getting into all the small spaces and kind of a first layer to build the rest of your paint on. this is how the squirt bottle is going to come in handy. It's basically just water and paint, and use it as kind of like a little paint gun, and it works really well. It's just a really great looking effect, and I really liked it. Alright, so right now I'm working on the ground that the castle is going to go into. As you can see, I was adding some plaster of Paris to it, adding another layer of paint and plaster of Paris to the castle. Now I'm adding some Mod Podge to the floor of the castle and then putting some sand down. This will create a desert-like environment, but at the same time it will make it to where the sand is not digestible by the lizard, because that can cause impaction and a whole lot of other health problems. Along with that, right now you can see that I am working on the kind of finer details of the castle. This was accomplished with modeler's clay. I would not recommend this. I would recommend a kind of clay that hardens when it is exposed to air. This model clay does not, so it's really soft all the time, and it's not really good when it's going to be under a heat lamp. After that, I just go ahead and I add another coat of paint over the castle to make sure it looks, everything kind of looks the same. Doing the same thing with the stair decoration here. Alright, and now I'm working on the second part of the floor where the castle is going to go into, adding some sand. Oh, there's my dad. Alright, just kind of giving that a good pat down, adding some more Mod Podge, and adding another layer of Mod Podge. The reason I'm adding Mod Podge, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it's because it's a non-toxic sealant, which is really great because a lot of the materials we use may not be entirely safe for your animals. However, the Mod Podge ensures that everything is just sealed and it's non-toxic, so even if the lizard licks it or anything, it's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to hurt the lizard. And I recommend adding about 5 coats of Mod Podge to each decoration. It's a lot of Mod Podge, but it's worth it if you're doing this for an animal, and if you're not doing this for an animal, you're doing this for a project, you can just go ahead and skip on the Mod Podge because it's really not that important unless you're using this for a live animal. Here I am taking some paint and I'm thinning it out. This will help with a lot of the finer details in the castle. As you can see, just making a kind of a older look, a kind of making the castle look a little bit aged here to just kind of give the look I wanted in order to kind of get the look that I was kind of imagining in my head. As you can see, the white paint was really great and it helps everything just look so much better. I'm really happy with the final result of this, and it's just really proud of it, I guess. I don't know. Alright, now I'm adding some more detail to the side of the castle. This is where the lizard will be hiding at, and it's a nice little way for us to see what's going on. Adding some more Mod Podge over the paint. Again, I would recommend more Mod Podge than less Mod Podge because it just really makes everything safer. Here we are, just adding some more details to each of the decorations. Again, I can't stress how happy I am about it. It made everything just look so much more real, and it made everything just seem a lot more professional. It takes a bit longer, but I think it's well worth it. Alrighty, now this is the most fun part. This is where we just put everything together like a giant jigsaw. Really satisfying watching all your hard work just come together. There we go. And now, of course, you know, more Mod Podge. Just kind of add that to everything. And there we go. As you can see, just covering everything just in Mod Podge because it's better to be safe than sorry. Alright, and I'm really happy with the final result. Check it out. Whoa, look at that effect. Wasn't that cool? Whoa, they just appeared from thin air. It's amazing. Whoa, what's gonna happen? What's going on? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh, look at Bowser. He's so happy. I don't blame him. This is really great. Oh man. Look at him. He's the little dragon guarding his castle. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. I couldn't thank any more of you guys. You guys are great. Hopefully, if you guys do make something like this, you can go ahead and send it to me. My email is going to be down in the description, so please send me some creations you made based off of this video. Well, thank you all for watching, and well, you have a nice day.